Hello and welcome to today's episode of Personal Development with Kuseme. I hope you had a great week because I did. Today we're going to be talking about living a life of gratitude. What does it mean to live a life of gratitude? How should you live a life of gratitude? How should you live your life to show gratitude? What are the benefits of gratitude? Everything about gratitude that you need to know is going to be discussed on today's episode. So stay tuned to this station. Don't go away. So let's get it started. What exactly is gratitude? Gratitude means to be thankful and to be appreciative. Now, what does it mean to live a life of gratitude? To live a life of gratitude simply means to be thankful for everything. It means to count your blessings. It means to take joy in every little thing. It also means to live your life as though every day is a miracle. Have you been living your life that way? What is stopping you from living a grateful life today, living a life of gratitude? I'm going to let you know the different importance of living a life of gratitude and how best you can live your life to show gratitude. Stay tuned. Okay, what are the importance of gratitude? Why do you have to be grateful in life? Why do you have to live your life to show gratitude every day? I'm going to tell you the different importance, although there are so many, but for the purpose of this program and because of time, I'm going to just share a few. One of the importance of being grateful in life or living a life of gratitude is that it keeps you focused. It keeps you focused on the positive aspects of life and it takes your focus away from the negative. What do I mean? When you count your blessings every day, when you shift your mind from the fact that you don't have to the fact that I appreciate God for the little I have, you're going to look at the positive aspects of life. You're not going to focus on what you don't have. You're going to be content. You're going to thank God for the little you have. Another thing that a life of gratitude does for you is that it makes you appreciate life. It makes you appreciate the little things of life. Okay? So little things. It doesn't have to be so much. It doesn't have to be the fact that you just bought a car. You can actually appreciate God for the breath of life. Very little things. For the children, the smiles on your children's faces. So when you begin to appreciate God and live a life of gratitude, you're going to focus on the things that make you happy. And it's going to make your life much more fulfilled. Another thing that living a life of gratefulness or living a life of gratitude does for you is that it gives you hope. It increases your faith. The Bible says that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, and that you should come into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. By the time you do all of that, of course your faith in God will increase. If God has kept me alive till today, if God has made me put food on my table, if God has given me sleep, peaceful sleep all night, and I have woken up, then he's going to do more. If God has done this for Sister A, he is definitely going to do this for me. So by the time you begin to proclaim God's promises in your life and start appreciating God from the little things that he has done for you, of course your faith is going to increase. You're not going to worry anymore. Remember, be anxious for nothing, but with thanksgiving let your request be made known to God. So by the time you see that God has started this work in my life, he will be faithful to complete it. You will be grateful for life. Okay? Another thing that living a life of gratitude does for you is that it gives you a positive disposition to life. When you are happy, when you are content, when you thank God for the little he has done for you, you begin to have a positive disposition to life. When your faith increases in God, all you are going to say is that I can do all things. There is nothing impossible. You would believe in the fact that all the things you have hoped for will surely come to pass. It may be delayed, but it will not be denied. Those are the kind of things that living a life of gratitude does for you. What can you be grateful for in life? I am grateful for the gift of life. I am grateful for the fact that I have all my body parts complete. You may ignore it. It might be random to you, but there are people that cannot use all their, you see this, your fingers? There are people that don't have up to 10 fingers. There are people that can't even use their fingers. There are people that cannot move their legs. So God, I am grateful for my legs, for my hands, for my eyes, for my ears, for my nose. I'm grateful for the free air I am breathing. Have you been to the hospital? Have you asked how much it costs to buy oxygen for 24 hours? I don't want to tell you, but it's ridiculous. That way you are going to appreciate God. You're going to know that the things you take for granted, you're not supposed to take it for granted. Another thing that living a life of gratitude does for you is that it helps you to be sympathetic to others. It gives you that kindness of heart. It makes you sympathetic to others. It makes you show love and show kindness. By the time you appreciate God for the fact that you had malaria and you recovered, when you see that another person had malaria and died, then you're going to be more sympathetic, more empathetic to the sick. By the time you appreciate God for the food on your table, you're going to appreciate the fact that there are people that don't have to eat, and it will move you to at least share what you have with them. Okay, I think I have said a lot of importance of living a grateful life, living a life of gratitude. So let's go straight to the different aspects that you can express gratitude to God. But before we do that, we are going to take a short break. Stay tuned to this station. Don't go away. We will be right back. Welcome back to Personal Development with Kuseme. And today we've been talking about living a life of gratitude. I explained what gratitude means. It means to be thankful and to be appreciative. I have also identified the importance of living a life of gratitude, which includes it keeps you on focus, it shifts your focus from the negative to the positive, it increases your faith in God, it makes you happier and more fulfilled in life, and so many other things that living a life of gratitude does for you. Now I'm going to, because some people may say, how do I express gratitude? How do I live a life of gratitude? There are so many ways that you can live your life to show gratitude to God, to your family, to your friends, even to yourself. So in case you feel like you don't know, I am going to tell you the different ways you can live a life of gratitude. The very first way is to find joy in little things. I have already said that earlier. Find joy in little things. Things that others take for granted, you take it as though it is a miracle, because we actually do not have so much control over our lives. So many things are determined by God, by nature, and by things outside our control. So if everything works together for your good, you know that it is miracle and it is the work of God. So no matter how minute you think a situation might be, find happiness in that little thing. Find joy in it. That is how to live a life of gratitude. Okay, let's just take for instance that, okay, maybe your child had sore throat and you gave her drugs and the sore throat went away. You probably say that it's because I gave her drugs. But are you aware that there are so many other people that may take the same drugs and it will not work for them? You would say that, oh, the healing came from the drugs. You should still be thankful to God for the fact that you even knew the right drugs to get. You should be thankful for the fact that you even had the money to afford the drugs. You should be thankful for the fact that you even had access to physician's advice or to medical facilities. There are so many people who don't even know what that is, or they know but they cannot afford it. So when you begin to find joy in the very minute things of life, that is how you live a life of gratitude. Another way you can live a life of gratitude is by volunteering. Like I said earlier, when you go out there to share the little thing that you have, you will be much more grateful to God for the things He had given to you. You have food stuff, sometimes you don't finish it, sometimes your kids waste food, but you know that other people are staying the whole day without having that food to eat. So if you take the things you have to share to people out there, to the indigent members of the society, you will see how appreciative they are. For the 1,000 naira that you give someone means a whole lot to them. You give someone a pack of Indomie and it's like their lives have revolved. Like the way they will thank you, it will make you see that there is need to be much more grateful to God. When you volunteer, join clubs, join peace clubs, go to communities that are experiencing conflict and try to settle. Go to the hospital, go to the motherless babies' homes. Give them what you have. Volunteer to help people out there. That way you'll be much more fulfilled, because by the time you see that, oh, you are actually living your life to help others, you are much more happier, you are much more fulfilled in life. That is the second way that you can live a life of gratitude, by volunteering, and through there you know the positive things, you're adding value to other people and you get more fulfilled. Another way that you can live a life of gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal or a gratitude jar, as the case may be. I think I'm actually going to begin to keep a gratitude jar. I think I prefer the gratitude jar. A gratitude journal is like a normal book where you write down all the things that you're grateful for. Are you grateful for life? Write it down. Are you grateful for the gift of good health? Write it there. Are you grateful for protection? For the country that we are in today, it is very, very unsecure. But you are still alive. Your entire family is still alive. Fine, you may have a fence around your house. That doesn't mean that if God exposes you, that you may not be exposed. The security that you have, the protection that you have, comes from God alone. So if you're grateful for that, write it down. Did your child pass her exams? Write it down. Or are you grateful for your spouse? The kind of spouse that God gave to you. You know, even during courtship, you may think that you know your spouse totally, and oh, let me go ahead because I think I know my spouse and he or she is a good person. But should I shock you? Human beings change every day. Even spouses that have lived for 15 years and above will tell you that my husband or my wife, I don't even know her totally. She changes every day. He changes every day. But for the fact that you believed that your spouse was a good person and you went ahead to marry the person, and in the marriage you have peace. You have peace of mind. You are happy. You are still worshiping God. You are even much more closer to God. You and your spouse, you are raising godly children. You should be grateful for that, because it is not by your power nor by your might, but it is by the Spirit of God. Okay, what other thing are you grateful for? Every single thing you're grateful for, write it in your gratitude journal. You may not write it like all of it at the same day, but just keep the journal somewhere that is accessible. Every time you feel grateful for something, you go pick it and write it down. How about the gratitude jar? The gratitude jar is like a box or a container where every time you are grateful for something, you write it on a piece of paper, you fold it and you put it inside there. You know what? Maybe when you feel depressed, when you feel sad, you can take that jar, open it, and start reading through all the things you're grateful for. You will see that by the time you are done with that exercise, your spirit will be lifted. And I'm not lying. I'm going to actually use the gratitude box, because at the end of the year, I'm going to take it out so that I can express my gratitude to God. I can be much more thankful, because sometimes we may forget the things, the challenges that we overcame during the year. But by the time you keep records and now take up that gratitude jar, open it and start reading through the different things that you're grateful for, the spirit will be lifted. I hope you're learning something, and I hope you're ready to live a life of gratitude. Another way you can live a life of gratitude is to actually practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is to have control of your thoughts. You know, there's so much negativity in the world and people confess so much negativity. But when you are deliberate about living a life of gratitude, you're going to be very mindful of the things that you let into your heart. You're going to stay positive. You're going to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Even in challenges, find the positive aspect of that challenge. I give you an instance. For instance, you're having challenges at work. Maybe you're having issues with your boss or with your colleague at work, and you're very depressed, you're very sad. You ask me what exactly is a good thing, or where should you draw joy from in that particular challenge. But I can tell you that you can draw joy from the fact that you actually have a job. You can draw joy from the fact that your job is paying your bills. You can actually draw joy from the fact that at the end of that challenge, you're going to learn something. You're either going to learn how to manage your emotions, or you're going to learn better human relations. While the challenge lasts, as you pray in your heart, also be grateful. Draw joy from that challenge. Be positive about it, because when you are positive, surely that challenge you will overcome. But when you allow the challenge to overwhelm you, you're going to probably have the results that you did not bargain for. That is how to practice mindfulness. Stay focused, stay positive, deliberately decide that you're going to be happy. Because there is a saying that says that you do not control what people do to you, but you control your reaction. So even when someone insults you, even when someone is trying to put you down, deep down in your heart, you tell yourself that I know that I am the best. I know that I am the light of the world. I know that I was beautifully and wonderfully made by God. And because of that, nothing and no one can put me down. That is another way that you can practice a life of gratitude, by being mindful, by practicing mindfulness. Another way that you can live a life of gratitude is by sharing your testimony. Share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it at work, share it in church. When you begin to share your testimonies, when you begin to share the goodness of God in your life and how God has been faithful to you, you know that you become happier and you become more fulfilled. By the time you are sharing your testimonies, you won't be able to hide it anymore, and you will appreciate the fact that of a truth, it was God that did this for you. Also, you need not also expressing gratitude need not be to God alone. Tell your spouse how grateful you are for being a loving spouse. Tell the father of your children how grateful you are to God for giving him to you and for making him a good father to your children. As an employer, tell your employee thank you. Learn to appreciate your employee. If they are doing a great job, learn to appreciate them. I know that you scold them when they do something bad, but do you appreciate them when they do something good? Fine, you're paying their bills, you're paying their salaries. But the more you appreciate your employees, the better productive they become. As a pastor, do you appreciate your church members? As a teacher, do you appreciate your students? That they are listening to you, that they are giving you peace in the classroom, that they are obeying you. Are you appreciating your children at home? That you have told them don't do this and they obey? That you are teaching them and they are learning? Are you appreciating them? These are the different ways that you can live a life of gratitude. You should also learn to appreciate yourself. You're practicing self-discipline. You're leaving bad habits behind. Appreciate yourself for doing that. How do you appreciate yourself? You could buy yourself a gift. You could take yourself to a spa. You could do the things that make you happy. Maybe you rest. If you're always so busy and stressed, you could decide that this weekend, I want to take time to appreciate myself by taking some rest. Okay? There are so many ways you can appreciate yourself. Just do the things that make you happy. Be thankful to your family. Say thank you to other people when they treat you nicely. That stranger on the road that helped you when your car broke down on the road, you don't know that person, but he or she helped you. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for the fact that you go out and come in and you don't have any accident on the road. We may take these things for granted, but it matters. Okay, so I'm going to help you more to see how grateful you should be. Imagine that everything you have has been taken away from you. I'm not saying that everything you have will be taken away from you. It's just like a gratitude exercise. I call it a gratitude exercise. So what is this exercise about? Just imagine in your heart that the house you live in is taken away, that the family you have is taken away, that the money in your account is taken away, the good health you have is taken away. Just imagine losing everything like Job. How would you feel? Would you be happy? Would you be gracious to God that He has taken everything away from you? But our God is a merciful God. He is not like that. So now, imagine that you lost everything and then you started getting them back one after another. Do you realize that you're going to be much more appreciative to life and to God? That the things that were taken away from you, you will now see their value. So now, of course, they are not going to be taken away from you, but just imagine it in your heart that everything you hold dear to your heart is taken away from you. I'm sure that when you imagine that, you know that it is so painful, and you're going to begin to appreciate God, appreciate your family, appreciate yourself for the things that you have today. You may actually face challenges. That doesn't mean that it will overwhelm you. Of course, in life there will be tribulations and trials, but that doesn't mean that God has forsaken you. Stand still and know that He is God. Fix your eyes on God, who is the author and finisher of your faith. And in no time, you will come out of that challenge. Stay happy, stay thankful, even in the midst of your challenges. Those are the different ways that you can live a life of gratitude. I hope you've learned something from today's episode of Personal Development with Kuseme. I hope you're going to put all of this into practice. Because you're starting this personal development journey with me, I encourage you to ask yourself, what is it that you're grateful for in life? Make a gratitude journal today. Keep a gratitude jar. Write down the things that you're grateful for in life. Stop focusing on the things that you don't have and focus on the things that you have. Surely the things that you don't have will come. But when you are content and you believe God that He is going to do it for you, of course you're going to definitely have them. Sometimes that thing that you need badly may actually not be good for you at that point. God knows the best for us. He knows what we want at each time. And if He hasn't answered your prayers yet, it doesn't mean that He hasn't heard you. It only means that it is not yet time. For at His appointed time, He will make all things new in your life. So what are you grateful for today? Would you like to share with me? Are you grateful for your life? Are you grateful for your educational achievements? I know that you want to achieve more. Of course, we all are going to achieve more in life. But before you do that, can you at least learn to be grateful and be thankful for where you are? When people that go through depression, like, I don't know, I get so bothered about the fact that people become suicidal and stay in depression for a long time. Situations may actually make you sad. Yes, of course, there are times that things could happen and we are sad. But we shouldn't dwell in that sadness for too long so that it doesn't become depression. When you are sad, what you should do is take your mind back, cast your mind back. I know that you are not where you ought to be, but definitely you are not where you used to be. I can say that for myself. I might not be where I want to be, but I am definitely not where I used to be. I have made progress, and most of that progress might not be from my efforts solely. It might be from a push from other people. It might be from God's grace and favor. It might be from open doors that you did not even plan. So even when you are sad, in the midst of your sadness, please think about the things that God has done for you. Think about the free things that you have in life so that you can easily snap out of that sadness and get back to your happy self. I know that you're going to do a gratitude journal henceforth. I know you're going to live a life of gratitude, and I'm really happy that I have been able to share this information with you. Remember, the Bible says in Psalms 136, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His mercies endure forever." So decide to give thanks to God today, for He loads us daily with His benefits. Can you imagine the benefits of God every day? For the fact that you sleep and wake up, it's a miracle. For the fact that in the midst of all your challenges, you can stand up and smile and people will not know what you're going through, you are a miracle. Your life is a miracle. So many people cannot survive what you have gone through. But for the fact that you have passed through fire and you have come out as gold, is a testimony, is a miracle that can only come from God. So, be grateful to God for where He has brought you to, for where He's taking you to, and for your destination in life. Thank you for staying tuned to this station today. My name is Kuseme Ise, and this is Personal Development with Kuseme Ise. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more insights on education, career advancement, and personal development. Also, follow me on all my social media handles. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn are all at Kuseme Ise. Till I catch you in my next episode, don't forget to stay tuned to this channel. Stay thankful, stay grateful to God, appreciate people in your life, appreciate others, and live a life of thanksgiving all the days of your life. Till I catch you in my next episode. Bye.